Oh, okay. For the last class, we worked on this intermediate level of functions and of functions and formula. So we looked at this concatenate, which is used to combine tests, and I saw that you used it also in the. How did is it even part of the assessment question I gave? I don't think. Yeah, okay, but this left right is part of it. Yes, okay, but we got that concat is just basically used to join. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, like an instance, we have a cell that says John, another cell says. So we can use the concatenate just to match them. So once we click on that one, we can select the second one. But doing this way to just bring them together. But we said the easy way to do it, you just create a space. Even if you create a space, we used that and yeah, percent this thing. So that first test will come, that of John, then the space will come in, then and the next cell. That's if you want space to be in between them. That way we have used that concat. Just so that's using the concat formula. This is just a recap. So yeah, I believe okay, we touched that. If I missed it in this test, maybe the next test it will be part of it. Okay. One other thing I'll still look at is this index match. We didn't really dive deep into it. The index match. Okay, this countif, I don't know if we really looked at it that day. Yes. Yeah, okay, I remember it was part of the test. Use it to count for east. The yes, I remember it's part of the test. Yes. Yes, it's part of the test. Okay. There's a particular spreadsheet I have, an Excel training sheet. I'm going to uh, okay, okay. Mm, investment for this. Okay. So this spreadsheet is what I used, when I was also learning data analysis then. All my work, I recorded it in this sheet. All my work, everything I learned, was on this sheet. VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, mash function, all these statistic function. Okay, I we did rank. I know we did something. Eh, okay. Yes. Okay. About that rank, I said that rank is just basically return, the position of an item, or probably the value you are looking out for. It rank a number within a data set. If the number is lower than others, it will tell us the position of that number among others based on the value. That's what it really does. So, but let me give the practical illustration. Let me give a practical illustration. I did something like that here. So, okay, I'm going to delete all the answers we have here, and we're going to do it again. I used the rank function here. Uh, yeah, yeah, I can make copy, but if we do it now, we are going to get it. We are going to get it. So I just want to use it to explain that rank because I don't want to skip it. So that, yeah, I just mentioned it randomly in that class, but I knew well, maybe we didn't dive deep into it. So this rank function, what it does is that it will tell you the the position of a value in a particular range. Just the position. Okay, if the value I want to compare is 20 in a range of, let's say, 1 to 1,000, it will tell me the position of that value among all of them, where maybe it's number 4, maybe it's number 5, based on the value itself. So for instance, yeah, we did that, but I don't want you to yeah, we did. Yeah. Okay, so I remember we did something almost like this in March. But what March? Yeah, I understand. So yeah, what March does is March will return the place where that item is. Maybe it's in number 3 of the entire row, the position it will tell you. But what rank will do is that rank will give you the position based on value, not based on where it is placed. So, but let's do, for instance, now this 40,000. We want to look at the rank of this sale, this 40,000 sales. We want to look at the rank. Let me zoom in a little. Okay, I hope you are using your system, Abi. Yeah. So I want to look at the rank of this 40,000 among this entire net sales. I want to look at the rank. What will be the rank? Let's use the rank formula. You select that rank, exactly rank. Then what number? This is the number we want to know the rank, comma. The reference. The reference will be that entire range. So we select everything. We select everything. That's the reference. Because we want to know the rank of this 40,000 among others. Yes, the entire column. You select all the values that are there. So that will be your reference. So after you've written your reference, the next thing it will ask is in what order? Is it in descending order? or in ascending order. So if I say descending order, let me use ascending order. Okay, let's use descending order. Descending order will be from the highest to the lowest. Yes, so that's it. Let's close the bracket and click enter. So it's telling me that in descending order, this thing is in number 4. So fourth position in descending order. And if you look at it, that will be very true because it will mean that there are only three values that are greater than this value that we are looking at, that we looked at for, which means okay, this one is greater than it. This one 49 is greater than 49,000, 44,000. So that's very correct. So we can see that, and we can drag it down to look for others. But for me to drag it down, I need to lock this one. Let me lock this place using the F4 key so that it will not change. So okay. I highlighted it. I highlighted it and I did yes. So I can then drag down. So I can see the position of others. Correct. So I can see the lowest. I mean the highest is 49,870 since we did in descending order. The second is 44,650. 44,650. The third is 44,500. So we can see that the lowest will be uh okay, by 18, let me see, 19, okay. We even have 2,240, 47, 450. I think this is the lowest. This number 20, 450. So we can see that that is the function of this rank. Yeah, so it will just return the position of a value in that entire range that it belongs to. So okay, I think that's that on that rank. The percentile also, but that one is not always. It's not a common task. It's not a common task. Talking about percentile is not really. It's not a common task, but we looked at it. What else again? Okay, well, I'll go into this advanced formula, but before then, this and the reason why I brought out this my spreadsheet is that I was explaining about match function. Okay, I taught you VLOOKUP, but did we look at? We didn't look at HLOOKUP. Yeah, well, I will quickly just go through HLOOKUP so that you also have an idea of what it is. So what HLOOKUP does, like I explained that day, that it is used for data that are in horizontal format. HLOOKUP. So like this kind of data now is in horizontal form. Mark, can you see my screen? Yes, yes. You can see it's in horizontal form. So unlike this one that is in vertical. So we can use VLOOKUP for this kind of a data. Right. Yes, they are horizontal. So they are horizontal, which means this salesman, these are all the records of salesman written horizontally. All the record of input under order ID, they are written horizontally. net sale. So which means, so that's just the way it is. So in this place now, I did VLOOKUP to look up for this order ID. I want to look up for the net sales of this order ID in this entire data set. So I just did the normal process of the VLOOKUP. I selected the table array. This is the table array, order ID and net sales. The position of the column that I want the result to come out from is 2, because this is, then this one, the range lookup exact match. So that's that one. So the same thing here. Let me give an instance that, okay, yes, 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 exactly. The next one will now be the column index number. The last one will now be this exact match. That exact match is always 0. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that range lookup, what it means is that, is it exact match or this thing? That's where we always write maybe 0 or 1. If it is exact match, you put 0. So if it is not exact match, you put 1. Let me explain that better. Can you see the moment I remove that 0, it will give you, it will bring a dialog, yes. It will give you true or false. Yes. So one approximate match. So the difference between them is that approximate match, it won't give you the exact thing. So that's that. So I want to explain HLOOKUP now. HLOOKUP will also come with the same list, but the difference is that you are using it in an horizontal data set. So let's assume I want to look up for this order ID. I want to look up for the net sales. So we are not going to rush this class just to understand, because I know after this formula and function, the next thing is we just start analyzing data and all of that. But it's good to know all of these things. So I want to look up for the net sales of this order ID from this data set here. So what I do is that I'll come here equals to h lookup. When I type, it comes up. Ask me for the lookup value, just like that one. So, but you will point out the difference now. You point out the difference. So please confirm that you are still following. Okay. So the lookup value will be our order ID that we select it, then comma. The table array is asking us for the table array. Let's come here and select the table array. Just select everything. So just select everything as a table array, then comma. Now we can see that in this place, he asks us for what? Unlike in VLOOKUP will ask you for column index number instead. So that's the basic difference, because HLOOKUP understand that your table is in, the headings are in row, not vertical, they are in horizontal. So that is why it will ask you for row index number. So which means you cannot use HLOOKUP to look up for data that are in a vertical record. It won't work. So now the row index number where we have our net sales is number three. That's correct. Number three. So the next thing it will ask true or false. We put false, exact match. So click on enter. Why did we have false here? There's an issue. Let me see. Okay. Okay, let me see. HR to H16 order ID 112. Okay, let me do from H10, H12. Okay, okay. So it brought it out. So what I did now is that instead of selecting everything, I just selected the order ID and net sales. Before we selected from salesman down to net sales. So just selected just these two rows. Let me repeat it again so that we get it. Equals to H lookup the order ID, comma, the table array. So the table array will just be simply those two things that you are searching in. Yes. So which means order ID and net sales. So those are the two things. And if they are not close by, it does not matter. So you select from the start point to where that one is. Then you use that uh roll index number to now identify where it belongs to. So you just use that row index number to identify where the result you want is in the entire row that you have highlighted. So after that, then the row index number is for net sale is 2. Then ask us, the range lookup true or false, exact match false. So click on enter, we have the answer. So we have the answer here. So and if we look at the table, you can see that the order ID 1112, the net sale there is 34,000. If I change this order ID here to 1104, so you can see that the net sales also came up here for John. So basically that's what HLOOKUP is all about. That's what HLOOKUP is all about. So I want us to look at this match function. It's something I want to really even explain. Okay, let me see what we have. All these advanced formula, they are not so difficult. Okay, this test join, we'll look at it. But let me make sure that we properly understand the previous ones before we jump into this ones. So this index match, I remember the last time I explained this match function to you, that the match function will tell you the position of whatever you're looking for in the selected data range. So like I did something here. I look for the position of this word net sales, the position in this entire list, these headings. Yes, this row here. So and it returned to me that the position is 5, which means if you count serial number, sales, region, order, net sales, it is number 5 in this entire, this thing selection. Net sales is number 5. So that's the column position it has tell me. So this place also, I use this match function also to look out for, the position of this value, the name. Because there's a way they use this index match function together. Let me see if I have that one here. No, okay. But the best thing is just to first understand it from this level. So because if you want to do this index match, what I did with this index match, I have to now refer to those column that I have made, those things that I've looked out for with match. Let me give an instance. I use this index match function to look up for the net sale of this salesperson. This salesperson is Samuel. So I want to look up for the net sales. How much did this person make? You know, how much did this person make? So, but the thing is that you can use VLOOKUP to answer this question. You can use VLOOKUP to answer the question. But some will say that what in case you don't want to use VLOOKUP, what else can you use? You can then use index match together to answer the same question that VLOOKUP will answer. So they call all these function lookup function. Part of the lookup functions we have in Excel, the number one is lookup itself. Lookup is a function itself. If you come here and do lookup, so lookup is a function itself. You can see lookup is a function itself. I say lookup for John. So lookup is a function itself in Excel. Where is the lookup vector, comma. the result vector, but people mostly don't use this lookup vector because people most time don't use the lookup because it won't give you an accurate answer. So it won't give you an accurate answer. It will keep guessing and keep guessing. So that's why people don't look or use this lookup. It's prefer to use the VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. Can you see now? I sent the lookup for John. It's giving me the answer of being Rashid. So that's why you can see it's giving me this answer for John. So John ought to be 40,000. So we can put another name there because it won't be specific. I put another name. Yeah. So this taller one now is now even accurate. Is now accurate. So, but that's why it's not reliable. The best thing is just to use the VLOOKUP or the HLOOKUP. So, but this index match is always also very accurate. But the only thing is that you would have to know the position of the column and the row. You have to know them first. And to know them, you will use your match function to determine those ones. So after you've used the match function to determine them, then you come, bring in your index function and say, okay, the first thing it will ask you is the array. The array, when it asks you for the array, you select everything where you have all the data, you select it. Then it will ask you for the row number. So it will ask you for the row number. You select the row number, which is 3. The row number is 3 according to what we have here. Then it also asks you for the column number. So, but the row number is giving us now is what we have already used match function to find. This thing might look a little complex, but we'll just break it down one after the other. So let me start by saying that what we did here in a simple way. Okay, I'll copy this entire spreadsheet. I'll place it here. So let me delete this one. Let me delete this one. So, okay, let me make this ones blank. So, mommy, what I want to do now is I want to explain these things to you, how we relate them together. The first thing is that the main goal, let me explain the main goal of this table we have here, of what we have in this place. The main goal is the index. We want to look out for the sales of this person called Samuel. We want to look out for the name of this sales rep. Any sales rep that we select here, any sales rep here, we want to look out for their net sales. That is what we want here. So, but I said that to do that, you will need index function and you will need the match function. Because one thing about index function is that index function will ask you for the row number and the column number of this person in this data set. The row, Yes, it will ask for the two. So if you look at this somewhere now, is in row three. Is in row three. So the answer we want to look for, net sales. Net sales is in column one, two, three, four, five. Net sales is in column five. So those are the two things that it will demand for. Let me give an instance here to say index. It asks me for the array. I will select this entire thing as the array. That's the array, comma. It asks me for the row number. The row number. So the row number is 3. I can write there somewhere. Then the column number I want to look for is 5, where the answer will be 5. So it give me the answer as 23,000, right? Which is correct. Did you see that one? So we can see that 23,000 is the net sales for this Mr. Samuel here. If you look at it, 23,000. Yes, and that is what it gave us. But the first thing we have to know is that we know the row number and the column number of where this Samuel is. So, but where index function comes, I mean, where match comes is that you don't want to start checking the data set to look for the row number and the column number of the person you are looking for. So what you do with match is that this match now, I first use it to find the column of net sales. I'll use it to find the column of net sales here, right? For that person, for this man, Samuel. So let me delete this one. So I want to look for the net sales. Let me say I want to use the match function to look up for this net sales where it belong to, the number. I want it to return to me the position of this net sale. So I've selected the net sale, look up array. So look, these are the headings that we have. No, what let me explain again. No, no, we've moved from that. So let me explain what I'm trying to say. I said that this index that we have done to look up for net sales of Samuel, and we got the answer as 23,000. Yes. So, but I'm saying that instead of you writing the column number and the row number by yourself, which means you have to go and search the data set to know the row number of Samuel, the column number of where net sales is. It is not so effective if you are working with a large data. Let's say what you want to look up for is in row number 20,000. We have to now scroll down. So, but we say that the best thing is that we can now use match function to identify that. Match function can return the column number and the row number that you need for a particular value. So already what I did is that I will use match function to look up for it. So when I now want to use index, I will reference those results from my match function in my index formula. All right. So now I want to use match function now to identify the position of this net sales. Sorry. I'll use it to identify the position of this net sales in the entire heading. So let's identify the position using match function equals match, select the net sales, comma, which is the heading you are looking for. It asks me for the lookup array. The lookup array will be where it is listed. It is listed in this place from serial number to profit. That is where it is listed, comma. Then I will say, okay, you were asking. Yeah, the lookup array is where this item, this net sales I'm looking for, where is it is listed is the lookup array. So I'm just selecting from serial number. I'm not coming to the body because that's just what I need, where it is. So you just tell me, the position. Okay, is it number four? Is it number this thing? Just tell me. So after I do that, comma, match type, I'll put exact match. Click on enter. So it will tell me, can you see now? It told me that it's what? It's in number five. And that is true. One, two, three, four, five is in number five. Yeah, so it will tell me the position where it belongs to among all that I selected, all the area I selected. So it told me that okay, it's in number five. Yes, yes. So that same the same match function, it work for either vertical or horizontal, depending on. So you are the one that will select the array. It is the array you select that it will use to count. So we've done for the net sales. So let us do for the sales rep also. So I've written the name of the sales rep somewhere here, Samuel. So I want to know the position of this name among all the names of sales rep. I want to know the position based on where it fall. So I'll reduce the match function again, match to look for the position of Samuel, comma. So it asks me for the lookup array. So I will come here and select all the places that we have Samuel, all the places that we have sales rep name. Select everything, select everything, comma, asking me for the match type. I will say exact match. So now it told me that that name fall on number three in this list, and that's true. This name Samuel is number three in this list. So that is what I actually need. So, but there's something I want to do now. I want to make, I want to put all this name. I want to use data validation to put them inside this place, so that I won't be looking for the names up and down. I can just select. We've talked about data validation. Come to data here, data tools, create a list, the source of the name of select everything and click on OK. So, okay, we have Samuel there. Yeah. So now, let us use the index function now. We want to use the index function to return the net sales of Samuel or any sales rep that we select. We've already know the column number and the row number that we need using the match function like we did. So let's just go index the array. It is asking you for the array. That's what index will first ask for. So just come here, select all the values, everything. Not select everything. Only just select only the records. Select everything like I did here. Comma. So asking you for the row number, the row number for the sales rep. You come here. We have used match function to look for it. This is number three. Comma. So asking you for the column number of where your answer is what we have find there, which is net sales, which is five. So after doing all of that, close the bracket, click enter. So you can see that it already give me that Samuel's net sale is 23,000. If I select another person's name here, let's select John's name, it will give me John's net sale. And you can see that, if I select Tola's name to give me Tola's net sales. Exactly, exactly. So that's basically it about this Martian index function. So that's it about Martian index function. Um, okay, that quartile, percentile. So percentile, depending on the percentile you want, some they do fourth percentile. I think some people do maybe 10th percentile. But if you are doing fourth percentile, it's not a common thing they request for. If it is fourth, it will be by 0.4. Let me see what's okay. Another basic thing I want to even just go to this array formula, basically using Google Sheet, but we are not working with Google Sheet. So let's apply a formula to an entire array. So we don't need it. So this sum if now, I don't know if you know about sum if. Yes, very correct. Very correct. So looking at, for instance, let me look at a data set I can use to explain that one. It will be good in a place where some things are repeated. Okay. So like if you want to sum all the sales that were made, all the sales to a particular region, it is sum if you will use, because if you use sum alone will calculate everything, but sum if we only calculate for that particular you know location, or that particular criteria that you set. Just like count if, the same way count if we only count for a particular thing instead of counting for everything. So that's the same way sum if also operate. So that's the same way sum if also operate, to just count for for a particular thing. So let me use an instance here. I think I have something I can use. I have all this remark, impressive, very good, need improvement. This is a student data record. So if I say I want to count the total scores of you know of very good, I'm just using this to explain, but this is not the best way to explain. This sum if is better when you're doing something related to sales or accounts, not for a school data, but because there are values and there are criterias, we can use it. So we want to count for the total of scores of all the very good record. I'll come here and use sum if. Sum if. So once I click sum if, it asks me for the range. So it asks me for the range. So I will select this range. I'll select that range. Yes, highlight it. So the criteria will now be that, what is the criteria Google said? What will be the criteria? Now the criteria here is going to be, since I want to write it out, very good. Except if I have it, very good criteria. Then the sum range. Oh, even this my range. I ought to select everything. But let me see how what it turns out to be. So the sum range, these are the areas I want it to calculate. I'm passing it to give me. Okay. So which means for all the very good, all the very good that we have, the total addition of those very good is 5,571.5. If we check it, let's see if it's correct. These are the very goods now. So let's check for it down to this place. If we look at this status bar, if you see it, all the things I selected that are very good, all the scores are very good. If you look at the status bar, it told us that it is 5571.5, which is correct. I don't know if you get it, ma. Hello, ma, are you there? Let me do it again. This time, let me write it out. Let me write out the very good. Let me write it out. And so let's assume we want to count for very good, also for impressive, need improvement. So we want to use the sum if formula, to know the values, the sum. So yeah, sum if the range. So the range where this very good is what you select first. So come and select that range. After selecting the range, comma, it asks you for criteria. This is the criteria you want to count. Select the criteria, comma. Yeah, like I said, criteria is that specific thing. Yeah, I've already wrote it out. I wrote it out. Very good. On a normal day, you can type it inside, then you put the quotation mark. So that criteria now, I've selected it. The next thing it will ask me is the sum range. Where is the range of the value you want to add? I come here. This is course I want to add. I select everything. This is my sum range. I close the bracket and I click enter. So that way it will count it for me. I get the answer. So let me copy this formula and paste it here. Also, oh, sorry. I just copied the formula and so it's just how do I explain? I don't want to rewrite. So I just if you copy a formula and paste the same way, it will automatically work. Let's do it here. Let's do it again so that it's clear. We will still get the same answer. So let's do for this impressive equals to sum if the range where we have the criteria, we select it, select the range, comma. Then the next thing to ask is the criteria, select the criteria. The next thing, the sum range, select the sum range, which is the score. Then close bracket. And sorry, I didn't pick one. Oh. No, no, no. You select the entire range of the score. This is the score. Select the entire range. That is your sum range. Yes, and so what it will now return to you will be the sum of all the values that are under impressive. So that's the only thing it will return to you. So if you come here, do the last one, the ones that need improvement, sum if the range This is a range where we have the criteria. We select it. The next thing we ask us is the criteria itself. The criteria is here, need improvement, select it, comma. The sum range, come and select it. So sorry, after selecting close bracket, enter. So we have it there. So that's the purpose of that sum if. So we'll do once we it's just good to know this one because once you start doing those analysis, we'll be able to work on them, work with them. So this filter function, it filter data based on criteria. Most of the time you might not need this because already you can use your filter button, but it's just good to know. Let's give an assumption that I want to filter to see, let's say, let me do something here. I want to use this filter function. I want to use this filter function. Equals filter the end. Yeah, I went up. I'm up here. Just want to use the filter function. And let's see. So say select array. Let's see if it is to select all the array. So select all the array, comma. It asks for include. The include will be that let's say impressive. Impressive, comma. If empty, what should we return? But I don't think it will be in this place. So if it will occupy, no, no, that empty is not even the issue. I'm trying to see the place I put this thing. Uh, is return value error. Array include. Okay, let me come here and do. Yes, I'm using the name. Yes. Why are we getting value error? Low one include. Okay, let me look at this description. Okay, showing the transaction with the sales are greater than 50. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, I think I see. Let me do it here. Three. Oh, we can't be three. Okay, my screen and myself. Or is there? Okay, let's select everything. I will include. Let me see. I'm trying to just figure it out. What will be specific? Let me select all of these. Or just okay. I have a meeting. Okay, correct, correct, correct. I don't know if you see my screen. Are you there? Okay. If you see, yeah, if you see the answer I give now, see that it has filtered this. This is what the filter did. What I pass on into the instruction here is that I selected the array first. The array is everything, the entire data set. I selected everything. Yes, with the header, everything. I selected everything in the array. Right? That's the first thing. The second thing I now did is the inclusion. The inclusion, the inclusion is that, is like the measurement you are asking it to filter, that what you want to see. So what I said in my inclusion is that I want all this remark. I want to see only remark that is very good. You see this place where we have remark here, So that's what I selected F5 to F25. So I selected it to say, yeah, to say equals to very good. Yes, that equals to very good. That only the one that are very good that I want to see. So the moment I click enter, it gave me the result of just the ones that are very good. You can see. So that's the result it gave me. So, but if you are using another scenario where you have numbers, you can use to say you want to filter for anything that is greater than maybe 50, greater than 10,000. You want to see sales that are greater than 20,000. It should filter it for you. You understand? So that is what you will pass into your inclusion. See, this empty is not needed. But if you want to write empty, that one you will just write if empty. You can write something like zero if it's empty. So it means if it search for that thing and it cannot find it, it will give you zero. So that's it. But there's no need to always put that if empty. So that's what I use that filter to do, and it just simply filtered it out for me. It filtered all the results that are good. If I change it here to say impressive, mhm, okay. But just for illustration, if I click on impressive, so to give me only for those that are impressive. So if I come to this formula, just and you can, like you said, you can come out here, you know, Let's say we've done for impressive, impressive. Here we can also do for very good. So using the filter function. Sorry, no, I even just want to write it out so that to be clear that that's what we are doing. So, so to do for that very good, just like we did, just equals to filter, the array, select all the array. Array is everything. Select everything. I have to start going now. Okay, select everything. The inclusions. Okay, what do you want to include? So we are now saying that all this place, all this area that we have under remark. uh So after I write that one, I will now say this remark must be equals to very good. Because we are writing very good and it is test, put your quotation mark. Because if you don't put your quotation mark, it won't identify it as a test. So just close it. So it will return all of those values that are very good. I think it's also good too, but it's also good to know. So that's the function of this. Okay, we deal with all the lookup functions. Uh, this one now, this offset. I didn't tell you about offset. So this is what offset will do. Let me return to this Excel. What offset will really do is that, let me see a place where I use it as an example. Offset will just return the next thing. It will return the next thing. There's a practical play. Okay, let's still use that same. How we're going to. Okay, the place I use offset here. Let me explain. I want to use this practical one to explain to you. Because what I use offset to do now is in this place, I use offset to return the next value to 23,000. Because I want it to be in a way that once they search for this Samuel's sales, net sales, I want this offset here also to tell me the profit that was made for that same record. So what this offset does here now, if you look at the sales of this Samuel now, 23,000, the profit is 35, which is what is here. I don't know if you see that. So I said if you look at the sales of this Samuel, 23,000, the profit is 35 now, abi? Yes, 35. So what I did with the offset is that once this sales is coming, I want the value of the profit to also come. So but now I now use offset. I just use the offset. But do you understand it? I'm still going to explain. Oh. Okay, you're going out. Okay, I also am going out. We can also let's okay. The best thing is still digest the ones that have been taught. I would let me send. Okay, let me pause the video. So we'll stop here. I'll send the video to you. This is a 1 hour video already. So, okay.